All right, let's get down to business today. We're going to be talking about My Happy Marriage, which is an anime on Netflix. The season 1 is out now, so go watch it if you've got Netflix. But I made a little early release video about my first thoughts of My Happy Marriage because I saw some problematic things that I didn't like. And I actually made a few mistakes in that video because it's just my first thoughts. And I did say that I might be wrong in some things because I just watched 3 episodes and I was wrong about certain things. So let's start with the synopsis of the anime and get it right this time. So there's this main girl who is born into 2 families who have superpowers. So in this alternate reality of Japan, there is 5 families. The emperor talks to these families because they've got magical powers. Basically, the rich have powers and the poor don't. And this girl came out having no powers. So she was discarded, supposedly. She didn't have any powers. That's what everyone thought. And I knew she did have a power. She probably had the best power in the world. And people are going to probably call her Mary Sue, which makes no sense because she only has her powers while she sleeps. It don't make no sense. She barely, she can't do nothing with it in her day-to-day life. It's only when she sleeps. And it's kind of a little annoying. I hate that. But basically, in the old video, the other video that I put out, I said that she was born out of wedlock. She was not. So it's revealed if they did say it, like I said, I'm watching the English dub. So it may be different than the sub. It may be different because it's translated differently or I just misunderstood the situation. Regardless, I was wrong in this aspect. She was born within wedlock. Her mom came from a family that had a site that has to do with dreams and stuff and whatnot. There's still some things that I really don't understand about this anime, but it's not something that I watched the manga and I didn't know anything about it before I started watching this anime. I just thought it looked cool. It's got very amazing animation. I wish every anime looked like this, at least 7 Deadly Sins. Maybe it would be more tolerable, aside from the fact that it's garbage because all of the characters are trash. But if you want to know my opinion about 7 Deadly Sins, which is also another Netflix anime series, go watch my video. Link will be in the description. And you can also check out all of my anime videos on that anime playlist, which is also linked in the description. Go check that out after this video. But let's continue with My Happy Marriage. So this girl, they think she doesn't have powers. There's a lot that goes on in this anime, and it's a little annoying. Like I said, aside from the fact that she was born within wedlock and not out of wedlock, that's basically most of what I got wrong. Everything else is true. This guy, I still think of him as a jerk, even though now he's fixated on this girl. And it's just I'm not saying that even though she's got powers, he was willing to be with her without powers. That still doesn't make him any less how old is this man? I know he's not her peer. And they also make her look really, 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 really young. And I hate that. But I'm glad, I don't know. I feel in anime, it's either you gotta look infantized, like a child, and you're an adult, or you have to be humongously busty. And I don't know. It's why isn't there a middle ground? I have no idea why there isn't a middle ground. I don't even watch One Piece, and I feel the characters of One Piece aren't as exploitative in their animation. And just from what I've seen, I could be completely wrong. Like I said, I don't watch One Piece. Too many episodes for me to get into it. My boyfriend watches One Piece and he's still not even halfway through it. So yeah, there's that. My Happy Marriage, basically all the people who are rich have powers. There's a few things that go on. I only watched from episode 1 to episode 3 in the last video that I discussed My Happy Marriage. And I watched all 12 episodes and I'm still on the fence about this dude because even though he eventually is yeah, he's a good person and everyone's oh, you I don't know. I just feel just go watch the anime if you really want to know more about this guy. But I still stand by what I said where he's a jerk that the only reason why he likes her is because she's been through so much. And he still doesn't condone the fact that the family treated her poorly because it causes problems for her in the future. But I don't like how in the beginning, regardless of how the show ended or regardless of how he ended, just pushes that women should not want anything or else they are irredeemable. They're irredeemable in the eyes of men, and that is exactly what we get from this anime. The only reason why he likes her is because she was going through those things and she doesn't want things. She doesn't ask for things. And yes, you can ask for like a lot and be selfish and all that. There is a character, like I said, her half sister. They both were born within wedlock. Her mom just passed away and then there was a new woman after. However, the first 3 episodes don't make it seem like that. They make it seem like she was somebody's, like, I don't know. They make it seem like she had an affair, and it doesn't make sense because it's like, why is the second wife so upset that this girl exists if her husband did not have an affair? It just, the whole setup with that, like, if that's not the case and they weren't having an affair and that's how he had that child, even though those kids look very similar in age, they didn't even try to make it seem like they were different in age. Just makes me think that they were both born around the same time. That's why, like, I assumed that she was born out of wedlock. And what I hate the most is the fact that later down the line, spoiler, we realize and we learn that this girl actually has powers, and her family decides to find her and stalk her and get her and bring her home, quote unquote home. And she's like, what happened? And he's like, you got powers. They were just locked away. She's like, who would do such an awful, terrible thing? And by the way, mind you, she knows that the reason why she was treated so poorly is because she wasn't useful to her family, her paternal family. So basically, she, in her mind, knows that whoever locked her powers away darned her to the life that she had to live all until like 18 or 19 or however old she is. And they blame the mom, and there's no redeeming. It just seems like she's like this willowy person that like, oh, I put your stuff away. And it's just a little annoying that they make her out to be a villain, kind of, in the grand scheme of things. They legitimately do. Watch the anime if you don't believe me on Netflix. But basically, she's got powers. Eventually, she doesn't become the dainty little girl and she becomes a powerful person. And I like the ending. I like how it ended. It's whatever, honestly. This is just a really quick bit. I kind of go a little more into detail in the first thoughts because it was just 3 episodes. But overall, I would say like this anime had a minimum amount of exploitation when it came to the women and girls. So that's basically all you can hope for with an anime. Like, My Hero Academia does not pass that test. And I cannot wait to talk about My Hero Academia. It's going to be such a long video. I might have to do like a live because I just cannot see myself editing a video that long. It just makes me sick just thinking about it. And Attack on Titan. I am definitely going to do Attack on Titan when the finale airs. That is going to be very interesting because, like I said, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about the wedlock thing. And I'll probably put it in the description. I'm probably not going to take that video down because I stand by everything else. But yeah, My Happy Marriage, I believe, is a good anime. I like the style, the art style. I like the magic, but I don't understand the magic. Like, it would be better had the show actually went into detail for each family about what their magic is. That's the one thing I don't like. I like the fact that there is magic. You hook me on magic, but when I don't understand the magic is when you get me lost. Like, it would have been very easy for them to say this family has ice powers, this family has electricity, this family has fire. However, there's a family that has everything. And also, like, I don't understand. There's another family that has a little bit of some, like, there's just no reason for, like, they don't make no sense. If they're not related by blood, why do other families have other families' powers? That's the one critique I have about this anime, aside from what I said in the first video. That will be linked in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed. I guess my rating for My Happy Marriage would be like an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. I would watch it again. It's nice, and I hope that it gets a second season because I feel like there's more things to do. There's more places to go with this whole world. But it just seems like it's an ending. It just seems like the ending is like an ending. They live happily ever after. I don't see any like growth being like, you cannot keep something going if you can't make the characters grow. So it's kind of hard. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the manga, so there might be more episodes. There might be more content that they left out that they could add later or something. All I know is it seems like that's the end and there's nothing else to come after. But hope you guys enjoyed. What do you think? Have you seen My Happy Marriage? Do you agree with what I've said? Please check out my first video on the matter. And hope you guys have a great day. This has just been a really, really quick bit. It's not like going into great detail about My Happy Marriage. I really want you to watch it. But yeah, done.